welcome back to the channel. So today is your weekly collective reading. This is where we tune into the energies flowing for all of us this next week. So we ask for guidance, insights, and support from the universe. Just remember, this is a collective reading, okay? So not every message will resonate with everyone. Take only what resonates, take only what speaks to you, what speaks to your heart. Trust your intuition, that's always your most powerful guide. And so, as always, today we are going to explore 8 important areas of your life: spiritual connection, love and relationships, career and finances, personal growth and well-being, family and home, creativity and hobbies, challenges, what to watch out for, and guidance and action. Take a deep breath, center yourself, and we're gonna start with the oracle card as always. Let's see, Spirit, what's the message for this week? Number 38, Devara Patra. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. Let's check on the book what it means. So, out of confusion, a clear and progressive pathway is opening up for you. It is an auspicious time to give generously of yourself to others, enriching the quality of your connections, expressing spiritual blessings of goodwill and encouragement from your heart. A powerful blessing is entering your world. A prayer is now being answered in a beautiful way. Spirit gives freely and generously of all good things, and the task of humanity is to learn how to receive. The key to receiving is an open, surrendered, generous, and trusting heart. Okay. So we are going to start with the spiritual connection part. I'm going to put it here. I think you can see it well. Actually, sorry, I will put it here. There's more light. There we go. So for today, for this week, we can already see that the main oracle of the reading speaks about the path to our deepest fulfillment being through receptivity, creativity, and surrender. It's about moving from the head to the heart. It speaks about hope, blessings, inner guidance, and it's very much connected to the sacred feminine way, right? Sometimes we may not understand exactly how things will unfold, but by honoring this inner guidance and the sacred feminine in each of us, we open ourselves to profound opportunities, insights, and joy, right? So remembering that this is a collective reading on YouTube and that you should only take what resonates, we are going to start now with the message pertaining our spiritual connection. Anything else for spiritual connection? Anything else for spiritual connection? Okay. Anything else for this week when it comes to our spiritual connection? What message would you like to send? We have the King of Pentacles reversed, the 10 of Pentacles reversed, Strength, 10 of Cups reversed, and 9 of Cups. Okay, this week we are being asked to reassess what truly fulfills us at a soul level. Starting with the Ten of Pentacles reversed, followed by the King of Pentacles reversed. It does show some worries about stability, about security, about long-term plans that are clouding inner peace. Perhaps external pressures or material concerns are pulling our attention away from our spiritual path. Maybe we are not trusting that whatever issue that we are worrying about has a solution. Perhaps we are not trusting that that solution is already in the works. Perhaps we are not trusting that those who watch over us, they never really sleep. They are constantly working to help us, especially if we are humble enough to ask for help. And strength here reminds us that true spiritual connection comes from this inner faith, inner resilience, inner compassion, self-mastery, right? Encouraging us to trust our inner power and emotional wisdom rather than trying to control the outcome through logic alone, right? Instead of stressing over how something will work out, we can trust, and by trusting, things manifest. As he said on the oracle, we don't have to worry about the how. We can focus on what we would like. We send out the desire to the universe and we let go, and things have a way of fitting like pieces of a puzzle and just flowing naturally in your life. The Ten of Cups reversed is showing as well that sometimes we create a disappointment by placing expectations that are just not reasonable in our life, in our relationships, in whatever the Ten of Pentacles means to us. Sometimes we put all of our hopes and dreams in a certain person or situation when that's not really correct, right? It's creating the expectation of a perfection that doesn't exist, that shouldn't exist, right? And it's because we are not finding a solution for this, we are allowing frustration to invade all other areas of our life. Instead, with the Nine of Cups upright, we can understand that deep fulfillment is already within us. We already have everything it takes to solve whatever situation in our life. It's a matter of aligning our focus and our gratitude with what truly nourishes our soul, with this calm and stillness presence within us. This can be done through the path, the sacred feminine way, which is mentioned in this oracle card, which is through a path of receptivity, of allowing things to sort themselves out, through a path of creativity and trust in the unseen. This week, the spiritual connection isn't about all the answers, having all the answers, or controlling the circumstances. It's about surrendering, listening to our intuition, letting our heart guide us. Allow for the shift head to heart. Even if situations feel uncertain or incomplete, your inner guidance will direct you towards what nurtures your soul the most. So this week I would say take the time for a quiet reflection, take the time for meditating, take the time to tune into your inner voice. Notice where worry or overthinking might be blocking this spiritual flow, and focus on the gratitude. Focus already on the outcome that you want to see. Just visualize it without attachment. Focus on the fulfillment that is already present. Focus on the small joys and contentment, because all of these, it might seem small, but they are all powerful anchors for our spiritual path. All right. We are going to continue now for love and relationships. See you there. Yeah, so actually this week I'm going to always use this tarot deck, which is the energy for the collective for the entire week, instead of changing deck at each domain. Let me know what you think in the comments if you have any preference. Let's check for love and energy. What's coming this week for love and energy? No, sorry, for love and relationships. What's coming this week? We have the Eight of Cups. Love and relationships, what's coming this week? Eight of Pentacles. Love and relationships, what's coming this week? Nine of Cups, Three of Pentacles. Anything else for this week for love and relationships? All good. All good. We have Seven of Wands. Was the last card coming out? Okay. So this week, when it comes to love and relationships, it's all about growth and discernment and aligning with what truly nourishes your heart, right? So starting here with the Eight of Cups, and maybe also because September is such a decisive month when it comes to changing our energy, when it comes to these destined encounters to big endings and destined beginnings, right? Because we have two eclipses during this month. So starting here with the Eight of Cups, this shows the need and the wish to leave behind what no longer serves your emotional fulfillment. And this wish is coming from within. You know that you are doing the right thing. You know that you are leaving something in order to be more aligned with your purpose, right? So this could be old patterns, unfulfilling relationships, expectations that drain your energy. You are just leaving it behind. It's really a call to walk towards what resonates with your soul, even if it feels uncertain at first. And this walking away, it is going to require effort, attention, and skill as well, right? Because it is as well a conscious choice at every moment. It's investing in self-awareness, it's investing in emotional intelligence, in new relationship skills, in healthier habits, right? In all the things that allow you to create a long-term satisfaction in your dynamics. And the Nine of Cups, it does show that this emotional fulfillment that you are searching, that you are working on, is attainable, is possible, is available. That your desires are within reach when you align your actions and your intentions with your heart. And sure, most likely, you will need other people around, right? In the sense of collaboration, teamwork, having a mentor, your friends, your family. All of these will be important when you are going through such a when you are actualizing this kind of decision, when you are putting in the effort to walk away from something in order to get to your to your fulfillment, right, to your personal fulfillment, then having your friends around, having your family around, that makes it much easier, let's say. Or simply having people who share the same values, right? Sometimes just hearing someone talking about it on a podcast or something, but feeling that other people understand you and they can help you see further, that's what this card is about in this context. So this could manifest as well as a deeper connection with a partner if you are already in a relationship, a deeper conversation that takes the relationship at a level deeper, right? That fulfills you both even more. This can also be like learning to communicate more effectively. Can also be as well, if you see this in the context of your relationship, in case you are in a relationship, which is seeing the growth of the relationship, working together for a common goal, having long-term plans together. And you are here releasing this defensiveness of opening up to others. You are releasing this need to prove yourself. You are allowing vulnerability and authenticity to guide your connections this week. Reminding us that the Oracle card, it asks for heart-led action, right? Trusting your intuition, honoring your emotional needs, embracing love organically rather than forcing it, surrendering to the flow and allowing true connections to grow naturally, right? So this week seems to be it seems to flow quite nicely, let's say. From the moment where you decide to walk away from something, you have to see what this Eight of Cups represents to you, and that you decide to put in the work, everything just kind of flows. You feel more fulfilled, you feel more aligned. Others who are in a relationship with you, or just others around you who support you, they come to help. They can also grow with you in that dynamic, and you allow for vulnerability to become a safe space. You know, it's not like you are no longer afraid of being vulnerable. You can actually have the conversations that matter. You can express your opinions, your feelings, and all of this in a very heart-led movement. All right, I hope it was clear. In any case, it seems quite positive and light as an energy for the week. Let's continue now for career and finances. Let's see now for career and finances. Anything else from this part of the tarot? Career and finances. Which way you wanna come out? Okay, so we have Nine of Swords reversed, the Ace of Pentacles reversed, the Ace of Swords, and the Chariot. Alright, so the energy here is asking us to shift perspective and to take decisive action while releasing fear, right? So we start right off with the Nine of Swords reversed. So it shows that worries, anxieties, this confused mind state about work, about money, about long-term stability, they are beginning to ease. So you may be moving past insomnia, sleepless nights, overthinking, deep states of doubt, of uncertainty. You might be moving away from that, right? And the Ace of Pentacles reverse shows that, okay, new opportunities, they might not appear right away or in the exact way that you were expecting. You could experience delays or different opportunities than the ones you had planned for. And this is happening because for a long time, or enough time at least, you've been in an energy that was not allowing for things to flow. So while you are still raising your vibration, it's normal that it takes some time to manifest in your 3D life. So see the delay as something good. It means things are aligning to manifest in the right way, rather than seeing the manifestation of this state of mind, right? The Ace of Swords, it shows exactly that. It's bringing clarity, insights, the mental focus that you need to cut through confusion and to make informed choices. So use this energy to analyze your options, to speak your truth, and to set clear intentions for your financial or your career growth. Put together a plan on where would you like to be in 3 months, in six months, in 1 year. What do you plan for your career? What do you plan for your job? Where do you want to be? Are you happy where you are at the moment? Are you happy in the team that you are? Are you happy in the company that you are? Are you happy with the kind of job that you are looking for? All of this is something that you can consider at the moment. And here the Chariot, it emphasizes this forward momentum, this determination, and this harnessing your inner strength to overcome obstacles. So this week your success is coming from aligning your will and your heart, right? Taking confident steps even if the outcome isn't fully visible yet, even if you can't see all the parts of the game. Just trust it, just follow your heart, put in the will of what you want to achieve, and trust that it's coming your way. Remember that progress, especially when we speak about this in terms of career, progress doesn't always follow a linear logical path. Sometimes you are doing something completely different from where you would like to be, but suddenly you meet the right person and you are right back exactly where you want to be, where you wanted to be all along, right? So remember that it's not linear. We have to have our goals, we have to know where we want to get, but how we get there, it can take so many shapes and forms that is not up to us to control. Trust your intuition, stay receptive, as the oracle here reminds us. Honor this natural flow to help you navigate uncertainty, to help you manifest your opportunities that are actually aligned with your deeper purpose. Basically, surrender is the key word here. Surrender to the process while remaining proactive, right? It's the balance between heart-led guidance and deliberate action. That's the key for this week when it comes to your career and finances. All right, I think it's all good. That's the message. Let's continue now for personal growth and well-being. All right, let's continue now for personal growth and well-being. We have the Fool, Seven of Swords, the Four of Swords reversed. Anything else? Okay, anything else? Seems like we are very much caught up in our own heads with all these swords here. So we have the Fool, the Seven of Swords, the Four of Swords reversed, and the Queen of Swords reversed. So we are being urged to say yes to new beginnings, to embrace them, but we have to be mindful of hidden challenges, right? The Fool is inviting us to step into fresh opportunities with curiosity, openness, and a sense of adventure, right? We understand that growth a lot of times comes from this first initial step, right? From taking the leap. But we have a sign of caution. So there may be situations where deception or miscommunication or self-sabotaging thoughts could be at play and could create some setbacks. So pay attention to where you might be avoiding honesty with yourself or others, in which areas of your life, with which traits of your personality. There is here a hint of caution when it comes to this new start. Nevertheless, we can see that we are being encouraged to reawaken our energy, right? To take action after a moment of rest, of reflection. It's time to re-engage with life. It's time for this leap of faith. It's time to balance activity with reflection rather than just staying in an introspection mode. And this Queen of Swords, it's a reminder as well to be aware of self-criticism, of emotional rigidity, of mental fatigue. So growth isn't about perfection, it's about learning from experiences and releasing judgment, right? So this week really is about tuning into your inner voice, to make sure that that voice is kind with you, to make sure that you are being honest about your needs, that you are being honest about your wants, that you are moving forward with creativity, with patience, with self-compassion. Just keep an eye out for what this sabotage could mean in your life, but it is for sure the moment for some kind of beginning, new beginning after a moment of introspection. Maybe you are just inspired to start a new hobby, a new course, a new practice. We will see what comes up, but something new for sure is starting. All right, let's continue now for family and home life. All right, let's see now for family and home life. We have the Hermit, family and home life. For family and home life. What guidance, what message do you have this week for our family and home life? The Hermit, Queen of Wands, Seven of Wands reversed, like this, Judgment, Justice reversed, and the Page of Swords reversed. Okay, I had to turn on the light because it was getting a bit dark in here. So this week, the energy around family, around home, is encouraging us for some reflection here with the Hermit, for clear boundaries and honest communication, right? We are going through some kind of moment of introspection, so perhaps ourselves or someone in our family needs time to process, to reflect, to gain perspective before acting. It's important to get this solitude, to get this quiet moment in order to understand our true needs and the dynamics at play. Here, starting with the Queen of Wands, which brings warmth, creativity, and confidence into our home life, we are being encouraged to take the lead in family matters, or creating an inspiring, nurturing environment where everyone feels supported, right? Maybe it's something as simple as fall is coming, we decorate the house for autumn, right? Something as simple as that can be enough to change a bit how people feel inside the house. The Seven of Wands reversed, it indicates a need to release defensiveness or unnecessary conflict, right? So maybe this week, if someone says something that you don't like, just let it slide, and then when the time is right, you have a conversation about it. And instead of protecting or defending yourself right away, Find ways to compromise, to collaborate, because the Judgment is showing a time of reckoning or reflection when it comes to family. It's as if past choices or past conflicts or past misunderstandings, they are resurfacing, and we are actually now inviting clarity and resolution in. But we have to be careful on how we do this, because with Justice and the Page of Swords reversed here, it shows that there are communication challenges, right? There are misunderstandings that can very much arise this week, and truth might be ignored because people might be fighting from an ego point of view and not really with the idea of reaching a constructive solution in mind. So be mindful of gossip, be mindful of misinterpretation, be mindful of avoiding the difficult conversation as well. But if you decide to have it, do it in a way that is soft, you put your boundaries, but you don't engage in a fight. You speak your truth, but you don't let your ego run over the rest of the show. You know what I mean? The guidance here really is to approach the situation with integrity and compassion, right? Understanding that the resolution might take time, but we will get there. We will keep our energy high. We're gonna stay in our position, and when the time is right, we trust that everything will fall into place, as we will have the moment to speak and to be heard, and that sometimes trying to force the clarity on the other is not really the most constructive path we can take. This week, when it comes to family and home life, the sacred feminine energy that we see here represented by the Queen of Wands, it reminds us to lead with heart, patience, intuitive insight, rather than forcing control, right? Truth is that healing and balance in family dynamics or home spaces, they often come from subtle and responsive actions, from listening, from observing, from acting with love rather than logic alone, right? So you might even find yourself actually mediating a disagreement between family members, right? Needing to listen first before acting. If you are going through the discussion of moving to a new house or about household responsibilities, it's also about understanding that maybe a compromise might be needed. All right, so this is the energy we have when it comes to family and home, for you to guide this week the best way possible with compassion and patience and harmony and love. And we will continue now for creativity and hobbies. All right, Spirit, what can you tell us about creativity and hobbies this week? Two of Swords, okay. What else? Should I use this one? What do you want to tell us from here? Okay, anything else? All good? So we have the Two of Swords, Two of Wands, Page of Pentacles, and the Devil. So quite clearly, this week we are being asked to make choices, take initiative, recognize where old habits may be holding us back, right? So starting with the Two of Swords, it shows a decision point right? Maybe we are pondering between different projects, ideas, hobbies, not sure which path to pursue, but we are being urged to connect with our inner guidance and to make a decision. And then we are being encouraged to plan, to envision, right? This is a great week to dream bigger and to set your intentions, imagining where your creative efforts could lead in the long term. You maybe feel inspired to explore something new, whether it's art or music or writing or any kind of side project, really. And this energy, it's bold and it's encouraging to take bold steps forward. This is quite a good energy. We have curiosity, we have learning, we have practical skill building. Maybe we start a new course, or we start a new hobby, or we experiment with a new technique, right, to expand our abilities already in a domain that we understand. And this is an energy that actually rewards consistency and willingness to grow step by step. What we are being asked is to observe where fear or limitation or self-doubt or self-sabotage might be blocking our creative expression. Are we holding ourselves back because of perfectionism or comparison or outdated beliefs? That's what we are being asked. To recognize these patterns and to gently release them, to move freely towards inspiration and realization. This week we can allow our creativity to be heart-led, to allow our intuition to guide our creative choices, right? Growth comes as well from playful exploration. That's why kids learn so fast, because they are constantly playing. So embrace your unique gifts. Don't shy away from anything if you feel like you're doing so. Realize what it is exactly that is in control of that. And this week really dream big and set your intentions when it comes to your creativity, your hobbies, your side projects. All right, let's continue now for challenges and what to watch for. See you soon. All right, so, okay, what can you tell us about challenges and what should we watch for this week? That's a lot of cards. So far here we have the 9 of Pentacles reversed, the 10 of Cups reversed. Okay, these are some cards that have already come before. What else you can tell us? Anything else from here? Okay, all good. All good for challenges and what to watch out for. Okay. We've got the Page of Swords reversed, the 9 of Swords reversed, so a few cards that we already saw, and the 2 of Wands. Okay. So, here the energy is highlighting inner obstacles, old patterns, and some areas where clarity is definitely needed, right? We have the 10 of Cups, which has already come out, if I'm not mistaken, during the love and relationships reading, right? So is highlighting where there may be disappointments or unmet expectations. It's reinforcing the theme that emotional fulfillment might not be aligned exactly as we hoped. So the challenge is to adjust expectations and focus on appreciation for what is present. The Nine of Pentacles, which I think it came out during career and finances, I could be wrong, attention, but it highlights where self-doubt or reliance on external validation may appear. It shows a recurring theme of needing to trust yourself and your independence, right? I think it also came out for love and relationships. Sorry, it's very hard to remember. Well, the Two of Wands did came up just before for the creativity and hobbies. So this highlights where forward planning and decision making come to light, right? It puts them on the main stage this week, basically. It shows that progress requires intentional choices despite these lingering devil traits that we saw during the creativity and hobbies reading, right? It's understanding where we might not be fully honest and we might be letting old patterns override our conscious choices. The Page of Swords, it shows miscommunication, misunderstandings, or mental overload, and this could relate back to family, to career, to creative projects. Messages might be misread or intentions may be unclear, which paired with the Nine of Swords reversed, it shows that while worries and anxieties are beginning to ease, there is still a tendency to overthink or to revisit past mistakes. So overall, this week, if you can, take a step back, don't engage in a fight. You set your boundaries, you analyze yourself, what you can change, where you perhaps you need to still calibrate a little bit yourself and your attitudes and your wishes. And overall, you encourage this feeling of stillness, of patience, of reflection, of heart-led decision-making to enter your life. Because these challenges, they are not meant to block you, but to guide you towards alignment, right? So by trusting your inner guidance and by responding with receptivity, you move through these obstacles quite gracefully. Remember that honest conversations are very important, but be very careful because this week there's energy that can lead to miscommunication, right? To misinterpreting the other or being misinterpreted. If you have old anxieties, old fears, old patterns that you can now identify this week, acknowledge them and allow yourself to release them and to move forward as well. Focus on the goal. Create a vision of how you want to be, how you want to act, how you want to speak, where you want to live, what you want to do for your job, what kind of relationship you want. This week, maybe create a vision before taking the step forward. Align this energy, this inspiration to come to you. That's the blessing here. Allow for this energy to enter your mind, your spirit, your heart. And for all of these situations to work as contrasts, showing you what you want and what you don't want. Okay, let's see now for guidance. Let me get one oracle card before. Oh, we have two. We have the first quarter. It is time to commit. And Blue Moon, you are ready. Make your masterpiece. Okay. Let's see what the cards shows us. Five of Cups reversed, Judgment, King of Cups reversed. Anything else for guidance this week? All good for guidance this week? So the whole reading guided here by Dvarapatra, right? Hope I'm not butchering the name. It is telling us that the most fulfilling path unfolds through the sacred feminine energy, through creative, receptive, intuitive, and heart-led energy. It asks you to trust your inner guidance and to allow life's flow to guide your steps, even when the outcome isn't immediately clear. Here with the oracle cards, they speak about taking consistent steps towards our goals. Knowing that we are ready to manifest our masterpiece whenever we want to, whether in relationships or career or personal projects, we are ready, right? We just have to say the word. We just have to say, I'm ready, it's now, let's go, basically. And to doing so, we allow this energy to come to us, right? With the Five of Cups, we are being encouraged to release the past, to release past disappointments, to release past pain, and to be grateful as well. To be grateful for the fact that we still have two cups that are standing, to be grateful for the fact that we can still continue our path, that we can continue learning and improving and moving, grateful for everything that we still have in our backpack, grateful for all the people that are still around us, to really dive into this gratitude feeling. And from a standpoint of gratitude, to really act with clarity, to embrace transformation. To be aware of our emotions, to not let our emotions rock the whole boat. To lead with compassion, but avoiding letting unresolved emotions cloud our decisions. For example, if we look at the Five of Cups and the King of Cups, both reversed, to not allow our grief to become the whole picture, to make a conscious effort whenever we decide to change, you see, from black to purple, whenever we decide to change perspective, I no longer want to focus on the three cups there, I want to focus on the two that are still standing. And that's our call. That's our judgment. We say when we are ready to do so. So this week, trust your inner guidance. Trust the sacred feminine flow of the Varapatra. On the oracle it says, blessings are coming into your life. So just trust that. Trust that you don't have to force the outcome. Trust that you don't have to control the actions to get to the outcome. Trust that you just have to be aligned. You have to visualize it. You have to be grateful for it as if it had already manifested. And you have to trust that whoever is in charge, that is not you, is taking care of it. Throughout the reading, we saw the Ten of Cups reversed. We saw the Nine of Pentacles reversed. So release your expectations, release your self-doubt. Instead, decide to commit to your creative, your relational and professional paths, right? Stay adaptable, stay compassionate, stay intuitive, trust the flow of life, release these limiting patterns, and above all, let clarity shine through in your life this week. Alright, I hope this was helpful. Let me know in the comments. Let me know if this makes sense to you, if you would like to keep on seeing these readings. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Have a lovely week. Bye-bye.